Well, hello and welcome to your weekly energy forecast with animals as spirit messengers, here to support you on your journey into making this a week that moves you out of trauma and back into trust. And it's interesting because we're really in the midst of these very watery emotions of Cancer, and also bringing up on the 9th these very strong Chiron energies, which are that of the wounded healer, and an opportunity yet again. We've been in this for the last year, and we're going to continue to be into these very deep energy healing patterns where we have the opportunity to really heal from some of these deeply raw and painful wounds, especially around family. So intergenerational and ancestral trauma patterns are waiting for you to actually lovingly, very nurturingly bring the wounded ego up and look at all these things. So you might find yourself this week feeling like you're not enough, or you're not worthy of receiving, and you're still working around a very closed heart energy. So if you're seeking love, this is the time to really look at it while Chiron is in retrograde, and get curious about some of these deep patterns of shame or inadequacy or brokenness, where you might be thinking, gosh, I'm not worthy of receiving, or I don't feel like I'm ever going to get out of pain if you're in body pain of some sort or the other. This is a great opportunity, as I said, to face your pain, because if you don't, you dissociate, you shut down, and the trauma stays held in your body. So we really want to look at, are you avoiding this? Are you avoiding looking at it because it feels too painful? Or are you trying to fix things with surface band-aid tools and techniques that may work for a while, but are ultimately going to keep showing up in your life until you stop that epigenetic trigger or pathway of ancestral or intergenerational pain, and do the work, do the inner work, get the support that you need. So really interesting that our anchor card, or the theme for the week, is coming from this beautiful energy of the lion heart. We are going into the 8/8 Lionsgate portal next month. So again, lion is showing up to say, be brave. If you just think about lion, it's all about the lion heart. It's having the courage, cour, the French word courage comes from the Latin word cour, which means to dare greatly, be brave, go into the places where you may be dimming your light because you're afraid, or you don't think that you have what it takes to actually move forward in your life and heal some of these trauma patterns. So lion is the king of the jungle for a reason, and this is again opportunity to look at, where are you sabotaging your life, your dreams, your mission and your purpose, because you're not in the heart, you're living from the head and from the ego. So we need to look at healthy pride, right? To really acknowledge and step into, claim your power, and see that what you have, your unique gifts, capacities, and talents are valuable, right? You have to know and trust and believe that you have this deep sense of self-worth, that what you're doing matters, and to trust that you have the resources, the internal resources, and the external support from your tribe, from your peers, to know that you create your own safety, that you will have financial abundance, that there's more than enough. So a great question to ask is to trust and believe that you have enough resources, that you have more money than you could ever spend in this lifetime, and never enough, so that you keep on creating from this heart, right? This new wealth frequency is based in heart. So how are you serving? How are you showing up in the world? How are you using your resources and your time and your gift in a way to serve on a higher level, and really to actively appreciate. So go into gratitude and know that because you have enough, right? This is the 9 energy of altruism, to know that your needs will always be supported, so that you can give more generously without having an agenda of what you are going to get in return. So this is their time. The anchor card, as I said, for the week is really to tap into courage, to look at where you have been negating that you're a lot stronger and more resilient than you're giving yourself credit for, and to go out in the world and share your gifts with a big open heart, giving acts of generosity, giving more kindness, not only to yourself but to those that you serve and those that you love, because as I said, this is the week of really looking at healing some of these family wounds. Hi Sue, nice to see you, and get into right relationship with yourself and how you are perceiving your value in the world. We go into the direction of the east, right? This is where we're taking that out of the sky and bringing our vision into the world. And in order to do that this week, you need to really tap into your ability, your alchemy to shapeshift. Just like Chameleon changes his colors to adapt to the environment that he's in, Chameleon's saying prepare for change. Change is coming if you're open to being aware that it is, and using your sensitivity to be more adaptable. And it has to start with that inner presencing, right? To make sure that you have and are in congruence with your inner resources from a place of integrity and truth. So this is faith in action, right? To be able to turn on a dime, to really act as if it is already there, what you're calling in, even though you might not be able to see it yet. This is the time to tap into your sensitivities, especially if you're highly sensitive, which most of you in my tribe are. You are the empaths. So don't lose yourself in other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Trust what's yours, and you can do that just by asking, is this mine? And if you get a no, then look at how can you show up in that active service of the lion heart, of being courageous enough to set down strong boundaries and to know that you have to feel in order to heal. So don't take on emotions, don't take on trauma, drama, and emergency that's not yours. And again, this is a really good time to give yourself a break. You know, take a break from your normal routine, and practice some self-care. And maybe that is just by stretching yourself out into a space of more downtime, more time away from your normal routine, so that you can actually see where your attention is being called, so that you can adjust and pivot and not stay in the suffering state of trying to figure out things that actually aren't even yours to figure out or fix. Remember that theme of, seeking love and looking at where are you feeling wrong, where are you feeling like you have to take on responsibilities that are not yours, and look at how can you respond in a way that is adaptable and that is flexible, including in the places where you are healing, to go at the pace of your body. And trust that Chameleon is one of your alchemy tools. We know how to shapeshift. And the only reason sometimes we stay fixed in a position or fixed in the way that we're showing up is to make sure that our needs are met, right? That intrinsic, basic reptilian brain wants to keep you safe. So it'll always pull you back into the places that you actually have moved through or grown out of or evolving into. So, trust in your shape-shifting capacities to transmorph, right? To morph into the person that you are and always have been, and stop playing from a place where you become predictable and be easily manipulated by other people who want you to stay the same. So use that beautiful energy of chameleon. It's quite like octopus as well, that beautiful ability to be invisible, to blend in. So don't give up yourself, don't give up the truth of who you are to fit in where you're not designed to fit in. You're here to thrive, you're here to be yourself, you're here to stand in your own truth. So don't give yourself up for fear of being abandoned. Okay, so again, this is about looking at acting as if what you are calling in has already happened, and calling on Chameleon to support you when you find yourself maybe losing yourself in what's going on around you. Focus on your North Star. Yeah, fantastic, Sue. That's amazing. Yeah, many opportunities. Yeah, we're really being called to stop these old patterns of abuse, and I'm finding that it's coming up really in my face, myself in my own personal life right now. All right, so we're moving into the direction of south. So this is bringing the vision down, and really looking at trusting again, with this beautiful energy of starfish. It's one of those beautiful little creatures that really reminds us to stretch out to claim our own inner starlight, so to speak, and to be open. The starfish is always open, and reminding us to use the medicine of starfish, to stay open to infinite possibilities, to not shrink down into fitting in that energy of chameleon. I love the synchronicity of how the cards come up to help us. And this is going to take some action, especially as you were saying, Sue, when we're being triggered by old family patterns, where our family want us to stay predictable. We're being called and asked by starfish to take risks, to stretch out of our current zone of comfort, which probably isn't comfortable anymore. So this is really about extending ourselves, because everything that we want is outside of our current zone of comfort. Be open to receiving, and remember that you are an infinite being having a physical experience. So we're designed to co-create with the universe, and when we open our hands, right, to receiving, it's incredible what will come in. And we will also be learning through this and this Chiron in retrograde energy of just how we have maybe set up defensive or protective patterns based on our childhood traumas that are coming up to the surface to be resolved right now, to break down some of those old heart walls and be open to risk love, right? To risk receiving love and to risk loving on a very higher vibrational frequency that is this new wealth frequency of love that's based in the heart. And we end in the direction of west this week with Whale, who's one of my absolute favorites as the keeper, the gatekeeper, and the keeper of the records of all humanity. I was privileged enough to swim with the whales in Hawaii, and they kept saying to me, you have to remember that you have the ability to edit your Akashic record. You are rewriting your old story. You don't have to keep in the old stories of suffering and pain and a martyrdom or victimology or sacrifice, but to bring that which is sacred to you back to the heart of Whale, who is one of the most gentle and biggest mammals on the planet. He's reminding us, Whale saying, trust in the great mystery. I know, don't you love Whale? He is the keeper. He knows all the experiences, everything that we've done to get to the point in our own human evolution. And the message is very much deeply rooted in that space of saying we need to really, really trust in the sacred geometry of connection to all things, that we are part of nature, and it's up to us to open our hearts and to serve from the heart in order to heal some of these great separation sicknesses that are bringing up a lot of fear and anger and isolation, right? This epidemic of loneliness that we see on the planet. So trust, even though you can't see it anymore, trust in the great mystery of life. Whale is such powerful medicine to call in when you're feeling a little bit apprehensive or anxious about the unknown, what the future holds for you. And it's very relevant in this month of July when we're at the midway of 2019, and we have 6 months left to start to really take aligned action to bring in the visions, the dreams, the desires that we have, and maybe set at the beginning of the year to go back and reassess how far are you along there, and what do you need to really intuitively know without the need to rationalize or intellectually understand what opportunities starfish are bringing to you, with that sensitivity and the adaptability of chameleon. So what seeds did you plant at the beginning of the year, or perhaps at the beginning of this month, that you're not seeing the physical harvest of yet? And where do you need to stay present and aware to really, really trust in the great mystery of life, and to let go, to know that everything is in divine timing? But if you've planted seeds for a brilliant future, are you watering them, right? Going back to self-care, that we can't give from an empty cup. So where do you need to really reinforce these flexible boundaries and amplify? Really practice, do the daily training so that you can stay present and be aware of the unseen realms, the infinite possibilities that maybe are right under your nose and you haven't actually been able to access it yet. So ask for Whale to show you what you need to see, to take off the masks of invisibility or cloaking shields where you have felt like you couldn't show up yet, that you couldn't bring the dreams, the desires, the visions, your sacred soul path, where it wants to lead you, where you're still waiting for visible proof. So this is the time to stay present, be aware of the unseen realms, and call on these incredible animal messages this week to tap into your heart, the heart of lion. Use the flexibility of camouflage when you need it from chameleon, and also to access your alchemy, your ability to adjust and pivot to these new energies that are coming in, and stay open in the heart to the infinite possibilities that starfish brings you this week. And ending with whale energy, trust in the unknown, be willing to see the unseen, so that it can manifest in physical form, and tend to your garden, tend to those beautiful little seeds of infinite possibility, of dreams, of desires, of service, so that they can come into full bloom and fruition in the physical plane. And I'll meet you there. So I'd love to know what messages or insights have been coming up for you as you sort of set the tone for your week. And if you need any more support in going deeper into this, you know where to find me. So make it count this week. I see you, I love you, I honor you on your path, and I look forward to knowing what you're up to and what dreams you are bringing into the physical plane for everybody that's looking for you and only what you have to receive in the fullest form of active appreciation and generosity, as we really tend to those delicate, wounded parts of us that are calling for our attention to heal right now. I love you too, Sue. All right, have a good week, everybody. Bye.